is good, everybody? S Crypto 101 coming to you guys with another video today. And today we're going to be talking about what I think will be the biggest launch pad of 2022 and maybe even 2023. We got some great updates regarding this project, and I just want to tell you guys all about it. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm invested in this project. I think it is a very good project. I think it can do multiple X's and has a lot of utility as a launch pad and just a project in general. But hey, this is not financial advice. But make sure that you do stop what you're doing and you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, notification button as well, so you know as soon as these videos are released. Now let's talk about it. Let's take our daily deep dive into DeFi. So today we are talking about Skylabs VSL token. So I've been talking about this in my Telegram group. If you have not joined that yet, definitely join that. Link is in the description below. We are the bag builders. But I've been talking about this in my group just because I think it is a great project. I've been a part of the Vetter community for almost probably about 6 to 7 months at this point. I remember I came across a video about it and I just could tell the professionalism and the drive that the team had. And then I heard about them doing an actual Launchpad project, which is exactly what this is, and that is Skylabs VSL token. So I knew I had to take part in this one. So I really want to go in depth about what I think makes this project very special. Now, I do not want to make a 30-minute video on this. I'm just going to go really over the basics, and then I'll do a more in-depth video later on. But everybody knows what a launchpad is, right? So pretty much a launchpad is, hey, look, I want to launch this project, and I need a place to launch it at, a place that will, manage the liquidity. They'll provide different tools and services to help launch my project. So some of the ones that we've seen in the past are ones such as TrustPad, BSC Pad, there's Seedify Fund. There's a lot of different ones out there that are Launchpad based projects. And I think this one is just next level due to a couple different things, like its staking model, as well as its team, and then as well as it's just the other token that's associated with this is called Vetter, and it's all about scouting out trustable, profitable projects. So I think that's going to be big because that meshes with this as well and really drives it from another perspective of, hey, this is a team and a project that's looking for only top tier projects. We're not trying to get rugged over here. We're not trying to get liquidity pulled from us. We're not trying to do any of that over here. We only want solid projects. So let's talk about some of the things here when it comes to Skylabs. What I really want to touch on is just the different things that they're offering here. So within the ecosystem, you can see the different things that we have: intro, team, the roadmap, the white paper. Definitely go take a look at the white paper. They go very in depth about everything that you want to know. And we're going to take a look at the Skylabs intro here. So if we scroll down here, this is going to show us a video about exactly what it is. This talks about CrowdX, which is Vetter's first D app, and that is based off of what I was telling you of different projects being on there. There's scouts on there who talk about, is this one that we should trust? They have red flags, different things of, hey, look out for this with this project. Hey, this is something that this project is doing well. And they pretty much have created a community in which we're able to vet different projects, and it makes you feel safer about your investment. So now what they have launched is Skylabs VSL, which is the Launchpad, which now includes non-custodial staking, which is huge. If you do not know what non-custodial staking means, that means that the only person who can touch your tokens and manage your tokens is yourself. No one else out there can move your tokens to a different contract, to their wallet. None of that is non-custodial. So only you have the power for your tokens. Now, they also will provide staking royalties, which is going to be based off of the Launchpad sales. So I'm going to get into that, but I want to talk about the different things here. So as you see, there are two Launchpads for this project. So you have the VIP Launchpad, which you have to hold the VSL token to be able to participate in. And then you have the second one, which is the open Launchpad, which is called VSL. So we'll talk about Skylabs really quick. Skylabs gives VSL token stakers guaranteed allocation, guaranteed allocation, another big thing there. And top tier blockchain pre-sale releases with access to exclusive projects meeting exceptional standards. Only VSL stakers can participate in projects that launch from Better Skylabs Launchpad. So you have to hold the VSL token to be able to participate in these different pre-sales. The criteria used to select projects for Skylabs Launchpads includes cutting-edge tech innovation and or competitive market positioning and strong fundamentals with a clear path to revenue. So they're only picking the best projects that are going to do very, very well. They're not looking for shitty projects that's just a remake of a DEX or anything like that. They're looking for, pioneers in the space. Different projects that already have their foot in the game, that have a community, different things like that. They're looking for those one-of-a-kind projects that you're going to be able to access by holding the VSL token. Now, if you do not have the VSL token, you will be able to participate in the VSL Launchpad, but you do not have guaranteed allocations with this. This is really more so, your normal experience when it comes to a Launchpad. It's following the standard decentralized model. So it's pretty much just providing a hub for these different project developers to be able to launch their projects. And the cool thing that I also read about it is they are providing different services such as liquidity management. They give these other projects and people that want to launch off the Launchpad access to their top tier developers and different things like that. That's really going to help mold these projects that want to launch on here to be better. Because at the end of the day, if it is really, really good projects only launching off of VSL or the Skylabs Launchpad, then it's only going to create more hype and more people are really, really going to want to get this VSL token or just participate in the ecosystem in general. So super, super cool there. And here's what I was talking about with the staking. So this is very important because this is key. And I've seen a lot of different projects do this and they've done it wrong. But I think that Skylabs is doing it right. And the reason I say that is because of this paragraph right here. Unlike common models that reward stakers using tokens printed out of air or using degen investment practices that often lead to losses, VSL's non-custodial model gives stakers control of their tokens with no inflationary or high-risk practices. So this means, hey, you're not giving me your tokens and I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to get 1% back on this every week. And I'm out here, investing in all kinds of different projects, risking the capital that you've entrusted in me to give you your return. That's not happening here because no one can touch your tokens. It's only you who has access to your tokens. 2, they are not minting tokens to be able to pay out people who are staking. The reason that is bad when that happens is, hey, if I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pay you out, but what I'm giving you is a depreciating asset each time, and then it's also depreciating the value of what you've staked. It's pretty much a lose-lose. Yeah, you're getting more, you're getting paid out, you're getting a return, but you're getting a depreciating return, and then whatever you've staked is also going down in value, which is what makes this different. This is deflationary, not inflationary. That is very, very big. Now, we're going to go into the staking, the model, and show you exactly what that looks like. I wanted to get in here and really just explain what I think is important, at least to understand of why you should get into this project. And then we're just going to talk a little bit about the staking. But in a future video, I'm definitely going to dive into the white paper and show you guys all the different things you can do. There are a lot of ways to gamify your experience here and to really maximize your profits from this project. All right, now we're back. Now I think it's important that I go over this very quickly before we go into the actual platform in which we are staking. So what you're able to get by holding the VSL tokens are these 2 things, which are the pre-sale allocation shares as well as the royalty shares. Now the pre-sale allocation shares pretty much is you're going to be guaranteed a spot in a pre-sale that they launch off of their Launchpad. So as you can read here, this means eligible stakers are ensured the opportunity to participate in all qualifying Skylabs pre-sale launches. To be eligible to participate in a pre-sale, you must stake a minimum of 100,000 VSL tokens and submit your BNB allocation before a given pre-sale closes. So very similar to other processes, if you've ever been in a Launchpad, you have to hold or stake, in this case, a specified amount of tokens, and then you'll be able to send in BNB for your allocation for that pre-sale that's launching off of the Launchpad. Now, it's important that you understand this as well. You have to have at least 100,000 VSL before you're going to be allocated any kind of share. Now, each additional 100,000 VSL that you have staked is going to be an additional share, as you can see here. 100,000 is going to give you 1, 200,000 is going to give you 2, 500,000 will give you 5, a million would give you 10, etc., and on and on. So there's no limit to the number of VSL that you can stake to receive more presale allocation shares in the pool. Now, what you have to understand is just because you have this stake doesn't mean that there's not going to be people that have bigger bags, bigger VSL bags than you. So you have to understand that a staker's total presale allocation for a new project is based on the total amount of VSL they have staked in proportion to the total stake by the community when any given presale closes. Which that makes sense, right? Because the community is going to be staking their tokens, and person that has 500,000 shouldn't be able to get the same share that someone with 500 million should have. So you just have to understand there's going to be bigger fish in there that have bigger amounts of shares and are going to get bigger allocations to those pre-sales, right? So now the second thing that you have to understand are these royalty shares. So this is very important. This is where you're actually able to generate revenue from this project. Now, we'll get straight into this shortly. Royalty shares, let's talk about it. So royalty shares is going to be the way that you're able to generate more VSL and pretty much compound your VSL and be able to earn more shares as well as presale allocations. So with royalty shares, it's really, really cool because what they have done is they've allowed there to be a buy and sell tax, right? So as it says, VSL stakers receive royalties from the buy and sell tax, and then 20% of revenues generated at both Launchpad once the buy and sell tax is removed. So once again, this is not based off of them going to invest in other projects. This is them not minting tokens to be able to pay out royalties. This is solely based off of the buy and sell tax from the actual Launchpad. And then after that is removed, then it's actually based off of the revenue that is generated by the Launchpad project, which is big. So that's really, really going to ramp it up in terms of you being able to stack up those shares and those royalties, because you're going to be getting that back as you are staked in the platform, which is awesome. You get to build more shares, which then you can compound to get more shares, and it's just going to be a share overload. Now, what's really cool as well is the fact that they do this on a 24-hour cycle when it comes to the buy and sell tax distribution. Now, that means that pretty much you're going to be paid out every 24 hours based off of the buy and sell tax. Like today was the actual launch of the Skylabs token, and we've already been paid twice in terms of the royalties from the buy and sell tax from the volume of the token being sold. So really cool there. And then when it comes to the buy and sell tax being removed, once it's based off of the revenue of the project that is actually being sold, that is going to be done on a monthly basis. Now, what is also really, really, really important that people understand is this line right here. Royalties from revenue generated via the 20% shared Launchpad revenue is on a 1-month cycle, as I said. So allow time to calculate, administer, and convert currencies via the buyback program into VSL for distribution. During each cycle, the collected revenue gets distributed to eligible stakers. Now that's important because what they said is they're converting other cryptocurrencies to BSL. So that means that might be BNB, BS, whatever kind of token it might be that this will be earning. But it could be BNB, BUSD, different things like that. But then they're actually going to use that to be able to buy VSL. And then that's going to be paid out to the stakers. So that's going to be taking another cryptocurrency, creating buy pressure on the VSL token. And that just creates more and more and more volume and helps out the people that have the token staked. So that's really important that you understand that. And as with the pre-sale allocations, it's going by 100,000 VSL increments. So if you want 1 royalty share, you have to have 100K. If you want 2, you need 200K, 5, 500K, 10, a million, and so on and so forth. So this is why I say it's so important that you build your royalty shares as well as your pre-sale allocation, because with the pre-sale allocation, that means you're going to get a bigger piece of the pie when it comes to getting into these pre-sales. And these pre-sales are always going to do well in my eyes, especially when they're being vetted by a community of this quality. it's going to be very, very good projects that are launching off here. So I see all the projects on here doing multiple X's, as well as you're making money on that, as well as the royalty shares that you'll be getting off the volume for the project being sold with the buy and sell tax. And then once that's removed, the revenue will be accumulating as well, and that's going to pay out in VSL token to the stakers. So you can't lose with this. You're making money off of the sales, and then you're making money back for the royalties, and then there's even the buyback that is going to convert the other cryptocurrencies that they are getting, and then they're going to buy back the VSL token, which is going to be awesome. Now, let's take a look at some of the ways that you can increase the amount of shares that you have. All right, we want to multiply our gains, right? So this is not financial advice, as always, just a quick reminder. But if you do want to make sure you're multiplying your gains when it comes to this project, there are multiple ways that you can do it. Now, the two main ways that you can do it is, one, by investing in the VEDR token, which is going to be able to contribute to additional shares and bonuses as you see below. So if you hold 10,000 VEDR, that's going to 2x your royalty and pre-sale allocations. 25,000 will 3x, 500,000 will 5x, and then the top is 10 million VEDR will 20x your royalties and pre-sale allocations. So if you really want to go in heavy, get a big bag of VSL, get a big bag of VEDR, and then the second thing I'll talk about are lockup packages. If you combine all of these, you're going to have a huge chunk of the pie. So that is just one way that you can maximize your shares. Now, the other way is going to be based off of staking packages. Now, with the staking package, they are going to allow you to have a couple different strategies. So either you can stake in a very short term, which the shortest I've seen right now is 7 days, or a long-term package, which is 365 days. You will be able to earn additional bonus shares by locking up your tokens. Hence, that's just going to incentivize people to not sell their tokens because they're locked up for these extended amount of time. So that's really taking them off of the market for that allotted amount of time on the lockup bonus or lockup timer. Now, you are not able, make sure you understand this, you are not able to unlock your locked packages. So if I go in here and I say, okay, I want to lock this for 365 days, I cannot pull that out in any circumstance. I can't talk to the devs, I can't call the dev up, hey, can you unlock this for me? It's non-custodial, they can't do that. You can't do anything to unlock that. So make sure that you do your research and you understand what you're doing when it comes to locking up in these packages. Because there's already people, and there's going to be people crying about the fact that they need to pull their money out and they are not able to. Just make sure you have a plan when it comes to these things. That's so important. Have a plan. Now, you're also able to do no lock staking as well, but you do have to be important. It's important that you understand that there is a 3-day penalty period in which, say, hey, if I am going to lock it or put it in a non-lock staking package, if I decide to put it in 5 minutes and then I try to take it out in 10 minutes, I'm going to have to pay a 20% penalty. Now, I have to wait 72 hours after I put it in a no-lock staking package to be able to take that out with no penalty. So make sure you understand that. You cannot take out at any time tokens out of a lock package. And if you have a no lock package and you try to withdraw within 72 hours, you will pay a 20% penalty. So it's very important that you do understand that. But these packages are fire. So let's talk about it, right? So this is what it looks like for me right now. So as you can see, this is my staking platform here in the Skylabs platform or the VEDR platform. So I have 1.1 million VSL that I'm able to stake. I have 0 lock-in bonuses right now that I can participate in. I have 21.27 base shares. So that means that I have locked up 2.1 million Skylab tokens or VSL tokens so far to earn 21.27 shares, because for each 100,000 VSL that you lock up, that is 1 share. Hence the reason I have 21 shares after staking 2.1 million VSL. My multiplier here is currently 4x. The next one I would be able to get is 5x, and I could go buy more Vetter to do that. But currently I have right around 100,000 Vetter, so I'm able to earn a 4x multiplier on all of my base shares. So if you come down here, it's going to do all the math for you. As you can see, this is going to give you all the stats based on the VSL token. So we can see that there is 17,216 BNB worth of VSL that is locked. That's a lot of money. The price of VSL is sitting at 0.00001907, and I can't wait to see that just keep knocking zeros off, because we know it's going to happen. The price of Vetter is right there as well. I think that Vetter is going to do very well. It has been doing well in the past, and I think this is really just giving it another utility and use case, because you're getting additional multipliers on your base stakes. This is the amount of VSL that's currently in circulation. This is the amount that is locked. So we currently have 9 billion VSL that is currently locked up in staking packages, which is huge. It's 56.7% of the supply, and this tells you the amount of total VSL shares that are out there within the community. So with my wallet, as you can see, I have 21.27 base shares because I have staked 2.1 million VSL. I have bonus shares because I have participated in some specific lockup packages which have given me bonus shares based on me locking them up for an extended amount of time. And then I have Vetter, 100,000 Vetter, which makes me able to gain a 4x bonus multiplier on all of this. So as you can see, that equates to exactly 89.74 shares, which is 0.01% of the total amount of shares. And I am the 746th highest person in terms of share total. So there's a lot of people out there that are welling it out. I mean, I saw some people with like, I think 10,000 plus. I think I saw somebody with 80,000. I don't know if I was tripping and I was just kind of saw the number and whatever, but they had a lot of shares. But this just really shows you the power, right? You can come in here if you just have a lot of VSL and you can earn a good amount of shares. And you can incorporate the lockup packages as well as this. This is big. This is kind of underrated in my opinion. The amount of Vetter that you're able to get and how that's going to 4x the amount that you have. That is a big boost. So as you can see, we'll go through here, and this is how you stake exactly. And then we won't go into that. I'll show you guys more in-depth video and quicker video on how you can do that. And then here are going to be all the different packages. So just explain the packages really quick. So it's going to tell you the amount of VSL that you have to stake. It's going to tell you if, in this specific case, these with the VSL launch, silver, gold, platinum, those different ones, you have to have Vetter tier access. Now, I have Vetter tier because tier 3 because I have 100,000, but that's what this means when it says tier. You have to have a specific tier within the Vetter platform. It started 8 days ago and it ends in 6 days, and then you're getting a bonus 0.05 shares by locking in this package for 7 days. With this one, the good old jellyfish here, you have to stake 100,000 VSL tokens. It ends in 4 months, and the lock-in is for 10 days. Now, when it says it ends in 4 months, that means that you'll be able to use this package for 4 months, but the lockup period is for 10 days. This one means that it ends in 6 days because this is more so like a launch package. Hey, you were here on the first week of launch. You get to hop in these that have really good bonus share multipliers, right? But in 6 days, these are going to be gone. So I advise people, which isn't a wrong word. This is not financial advice, but I am going into these VSL launch packages because they have the highest amount of shares and they're only going to be here for about a week. So we can go into some of these other ones. As you can see, they all follow the same pattern here. There are some that you can lock up for a year. You know, some of these you can lock up to 1 million tokens, 10 million tokens. All these are 1 million. Some of the big packages, as you can see here, once we get into these whale packages, the elephant packages, that Wagyu steak, you already know that's going to be fire. But this is the biggest stack. This is the biggest one so far. 219 people have this one locked up. So this is 10 million VSL for a whole year, and you get a bonus 100 shares. So imagine that, right? So you already have 10 million VSL staked. So that's going to give you what? That's going to give you 100 shares base. as well as 100 bonus shares. And then say this person has, a 4x multiplier for their Vetter tokens that they hold in the same wallet. That is going to be almost 800 shares just based off of that. So this really shows you the power of this, and I think people are really just sleeping on this. If you understood how good of a setup this is, and it doesn't have any kind of inflationary tokenomics to it. They're not minting tokens to be able to pay out people. They're not investing your money in, these high risk, degen plays. They're not doing that to pay you out. They're doing it based off the volume off of their Launchpad and the buy and sell tax, which is always going to be there. Now, as you can see, these are the lock packages I'm currently in. So I have the VSL Launch Bronze because why not? VSL Launch Gold because why not? And then I have the VSL Launch Platinum because that's one of the highest ones I'm able to get in. Then we got in the Lion one as well. We had to do that. And then we got in the Shark as well. I love the the I love the reference to that. That's so funny. So this shows you the way I was able to accumulate my additional shares. So if you add up 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.1, and then 0.02, that is how I was able to accumulate the amount of bonus shares that I have here. And that's where that comes from. This comes from Vetter, and then this comes from just the amount of VSL that I have staked within the actual platform, as you can see here. 2.126 VSL tokens staked. So really just wanted to talk about this because I think this is going to be the next big thing when it comes to Launchpad. I think we are setting up a new standard for these projects on the Binance Smart Chain, on any blockchain, to really just have them step up their game, have projects step up their game if they want to launch on this Launchpad, and I think that is going to be key. Just think about it. I'm just already excited to think about, hey, I'm going to get all of these pre-sale allocations that are going to be for a good project that's going to do multiple X's, so I'm getting paid off of that. And then if I want to, I can, off of that profit, I could buy more VSL, get more shares, and just continue to compound that. In addition to the royalties I'll be getting based off of the shares I have as well, and then I'll be getting more VSL from that as well. And that will accumulate here because we've already been able to accumulate. So what will happen is these earned royalties, as you can see here, this will tell you how many that were sent. So the first distribution off of the buy and sell tax for the VSL token was 20,000.8. That's just for me because of the amount of shares I had. The second one was a little bit smaller at 5,700, but I was able to collect this and then I put it into another lock package where I'm getting more shares. So I'm just going to keep accumulating and collecting my earnings, which is what you're able to do here at the Earn Royalties tab under Collect Tokens. So really just wanted to go over this kind of, it's a 20-minute video, but I think this is a good, simple breakdown of why I think that this is a great project, the way I'm looking at it, and why I think that the royalties, the preset allocations, the team, and all these things just come together to make this a great investment. But as always, this is not financial advice. So if you guys want to take a look at this, feel free. The link to it will be down in the description below. Let me know what you guys think about this by leaving a comment on the video. Make sure that you guys also subscribe, like this video so you can push it out to more people. It goes to more people to learn about the community, the project, and then the channel. And then as always, hit the notification button so that you know as soon as the next video is released. Also, check me out on Twitter at scrypto101 where there'll be some content that doesn't always make it to the video. And as always, we are going to let these devs keep deving, and we are going to focus on what we do best, and that is building the bag.